Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 10 of What If the 10 Tails was sealed inside of Naruto. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto was a badass genius that I posted over on Anime King, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And also stay in tune because I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. And after that, on this channel, I'm going to be posting What If Aizuna Uchiha was Naruto's ancestor. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, and you enjoyed videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And yeah, so without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Let's begin the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So, the last time we left off, Jubi, Kimimaro, and also Naruto met up with Pain and the rest of the Akatsuki, but most of them were out at the time. As Jubi told Pain that she knew that he's not the real leader of the Akatsuki, she told him that she knew the real leader. He was the one who freed her from her seal. Jubi then gave Naruto some notes as she write things in her long life for Naruto to look over as Naruto looked them over. As Jubi was talking about the Shinigami King, as he came to her and told her about her future, where she would do a lot of things, as she will come to meet one human that will change her forever, and there will also be another human that this human that she will meet will never kill, and they will change her. Meanwhile, Sasori and Deidara kidnapped Gaara as they came back to the hideout, as Pain sent Naruto out to stall the group. As Naruto came out to see Kakashi, along with Sakura, his sister Saya and Chio, as Naruto faced off against Kakashi, as Kakashi come to realize that Naruto has grown a lot and become a lot stronger, as Naruto was able to subdue him, as Naruto was about to end his life when Sakura appeared behind him and pound Naruto into the ground. But Naruto simply looked up at her, saying that she has gotten stronger, but not enough as he blew her back, as Naruto then turned to Sakura to kill her when Saya cried out for him to stop, as Naruto then stopped. Meanwhile, Guy was facing off against Kimimaro, as he was a bad option for Guy to face off against him, as right now Kimimaro is low in hand-to-hand combat, except for his Kenjutsu, and his Kenjutsu he could not fight Guy. As Naruto left the battlefield with Saya, as he went and retrieved Kimimaro as he headed off. Saya and the group then continued. As the Akatsuki were given enough time, Sasori and Deidara stood behind, as Sasori took on Lady Chio and Sakura, as they defeated him, and Chio used her life to bring back Gaara, as Kakashi and Saya faced off against Deidara, as Saya went rampage, as she released some of the Kyuubi's chakra, but lucky Kakashi was there to stop her. The One Tail was sealed inside of Naruto, as Jubi was getting back her power. Gaara was brought back to life with Chio as the group heading back to Konoha, and they told Minato what happened, as Kakashi told him that if it wasn't for Saya, they would have probably been dead. It seems like Naruto still had that piece of humanity that he loved for his sister, as he would not make her see him in that dangerous fashion, since he was able to stop himself. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch your cosplays and check it out for yourself, so let's begin this new episode. Time has passed rather quickly, and the Akatsuki got the two-tail. The Jinchuriki hosts a girl named Yujito, as Naruto and Kimimaro and Jubi were rather bored as they just kept on moving from other villages to other villages. It was rather easy as Jubi and Kimimaro could move through the villages since no one knew who they are. Naruto had to stay out of sight though. He often did missions and collected bounty, earning money who he gave off to Konoha who come to him once a week, mainly to give him important mission scrolls. while Pain was busy with something else, which was actually quite often. Kimimaro trained more in taijutsu whenever they stay out in the forest, and Jubi gained a hobby of cooking. It was rather odd, but she said that she liked to think that they weren't criminals on the run, but they were just a normal family. Still, it's an odd concept. This week, however, Konoha arrived with no scroll. Kakazu and Hidan has arrived with the three tails, however, Leaf Ninjas are tracking them. Pain is sending backup, aka one of you three, Konan said. We can fight? Finally, Naruto said, as Jubi rolled her eyes at Naruto antics. Where are they? Jubi asked. They're currently on the borders of Konoha. We guess that the Leaf Ninjas will meet up with them in 45 minutes. Pain wishes that one of you go as backup, she stated. Why are you so hyper? Jubi turned to Naruto, who was happily twirling in place. I don't know, said Naruto as he shrugged. Your chakra must be bubbling up, giving you extra energy, Jubi said, as she then turned back to Konan. I wish to take in the three tails, and Naruto will be coming with me. Kimimaro will go, said Jubi. I can fight, said Kimimaro, as he resists the urge to smile, as he wanted to prove himself that he could handle himself in a fighting taijutsu battle to Naruto. I guess it could be good practice, Naruto said. We will come as soon as possible though, once we're done. It will take probably an hour before we can come in, said Jubi. Good luck, Kimimaro, she said, as she then dissolved into a pool of blood. As Naruto felt the pool of chakra enter his body. Move out, said Naruto, as Kimimaro shot off towards Konoha. Luckily that they were close to the Leaf Village. Come, Konan said, as she led Naruto off in another direction. Meanwhile, Kakazu and Hidan was moving across in the desert-like landscape when a white-haired male landed in front of them. Who the heck is this? asked Hidan. Naruto-sama sent me here. My name is Kimimaro Kaguya, and I was sent here for backup, he said. We don't need any backup, said Hidan as he then blinked. And by the way, why do you speak of Naruto with such a high praise? Hidan asked, as he looked at Kimimaro the raised eyebrow. Naruto-sama is the most powerful person I know other than Jubi-sama. Naruto-sama can defeat anyone, Kimimaro said. As Kakazu quickly changed the subject, if you're here for backup, how strong are you? You're a Kaguya, meaning that you have your dances, he muttered. Jubi teach me a few tricks, so I don't need to rely on my dances, Kimimaro said. Jubi-sama told me that I'm A rank. Only thing keeping me from being S rank is because I do not have as much experience. Experience hold you back a rank? Hidan asked, raising an eyebrow. Yes, with a lack of experience, sometimes power won't do the full trick, said Kimimaro. Kakazu nodded. You will stay hidden and come in when we give the signal. The signal will be a blast of fire going straight up into the sky. Yes, Naruto-sama shall be coming in less than an hour, Kimimaro said. Why are you heading towards Konoha? Kimimaro asked. For some bounty, said Hidan. As Kakazu glared at him, it's not some bounty, he said. As Kimimaro jumped away and hid behind one of the trees, staying out of their fight. Meanwhile, Naruto grunted out in pain as the process started. Jubi hummed in her thoughts, but it hurt her as well. Both of them were forcing their chakra up to dissolve the three tails chakra. The red chakra had to turn fully black before it even entered Naruto's body, attaching to Jubi chakra once more, and also spreading some of it through Naruto's body. As Jubi changed its affinity back into her own, while Naruto helped devour it fully into Jubi's seal. It felt like an hour had passed before the three tails was fully returned to Jubi and fully sealed inside of Naruto. That took a lot more effort, Naruto said. Well, that was just the three tails. Think about the 9 tails, said Jubi, as Naruto groaned. As Pain glanced at Naruto, you're going back to the Kaguya, if I'm correct, he asked. Naruto nodded as he sat up. As Naruto mumbled and grumbled under his breath as his body was aching. What a complainer, Pain thought as he watched Naruto left the room. Earlier, Kimimaro watched as Kakazu and Hidan confront the Leaf Ninjas with small interest. He wondered how this fight will go and when will Naruto arrive. He wants to fight before Naruto gets here so that he can prove himself. He have to admit he has a slight grudge against Guy, the Leaf Green Beast. Eventually, he wants to fight him again. As there was currently Kakashi Hatake with 3 Chunins. As he looked at them, 3 of them each have a blood limit. He heard of a team in a Leaf that had 3 clan heirs, the Nara, the Akimichi, and the Yamanaka. Could they perhaps be the younger version? Even earlier, Kakashi eyed Shikamaru As Shikamaru was going to explain, they're going to head to Konoha, either for Saya or for Asuma. They're heading towards Konoha, Shikamaru said. How will we find them, Ino asked. I have an idea, said Shikamaru. Kakashi raised an eyebrow but did not question it. The kid was pretty smart after all. Ino, you see that hawk? Shikamaru pointed to the hawk flying in the sky. Yeah, said Ino, as realization hit her. Possess it and use it to find them. As Ino nodded as she went through hand sign. As the hawk was frozen in air for a second, as Ino took control. As Ino let the body move towards the land. As it took some time, but she finally found them. As she exited the hawk mines, as Ino returned back to her body. Did you find them? Yes, there, northeast, a mile from here, Ino said. There is also someone hiding behind a tree. I don't know if they notice him or not, but he isn't wearing the Akatsuki cloak, and they're just standing still. What did he look like? Kakashi asked, as Koji and Shikamaru looked at her. He had white hair, said Ino, with 2 dots on his forehead. He may be the Kaguya that tried to fight Guy. If he is, he's with Naruto and he can grow bones from his body. Be careful, his clan is known as a war clan for a reason, Kakashi said, as all of them nodded. Back to the original time, Naruto walked, as few trees were around him, as he mumbled under his breath. He still had about 45 minutes before he reached Kimimaro and Kakuzu and Hidan. There was 4 extra chakra signatures. He can't really tell, well, seeing that he isn't really good at reading chakra signatures. I would rather transport us there, but I want to see how Kimimaro would do alone, said Jubi. I agree, Naruto said. I want to see how we can handle Leaf Ninjas. When we get there, we will see how it is going. And if it is needed, we will join the fight. I do hope he will be okay though, said Jubi. He can handle himself, Naruto said. I know he will. Jubi sighed as she wanted to speak up, but she knew better than that though. Saya may be the one to control Naruto, but Kimimaro had a close bond with him. Hidan, Kakuzu, and Kimimaro are the only humans that isn't his family, that he has such a close bond to. As Hidan is not only a teacher, but he's Naruto senpai, in the way of Jashin. Kakuzu was his teacher and gave him slightly enhanced strength, and he teach him a lot about strategy. As Naruto just went off while Jubi was thinking to herself. Meanwhile, both Kakuzu and Hidan jumped away, as a black shadow nearly touched their shadows. As they both landed a few feet away, as the Leaf Ninjas start their ambush. Hidan, dodge, said Kakuzu, as 2 explosive tags nearly hit them, as they exploded, covering the air in a cloud of smoke. Did we get them? Choji called. As Kakashi was focusing on that tree, I can sense chakra behind it. It must be the Kaguya that Ino spotted earlier. We have to keep an eye out for him, just in case, Kakashi thought. And from the report, the silver-haired male has the same voodoo technique as Naruto. Hidan and Kakuzu jumped from the dark grey cloud. Kakuzu, you dead? Asked Hidan. If I was dead, why would I jump out, you idiot? I performed the body hardening technique before I was hit, as Kakuzu noticed that the wire attached to Hidan's side was severed. That will weaken him. He can only do close range attacks now, as he then turned towards Nara. Smart brat. Shikamaru jumped upwards and threw 2 chakra blades with explosive tags towards them, as these blades were infused with chakra. As 4 other kunais with explosive tags came from Kakashi, as both Hidan and Kakuzu jumped away, as they then noticed the chakra blades that Shikamaru thrown before. It was now in their shadow, and something was wrong. They couldn't move. As Kakuzu realized what they did, they made them back up right into the shadow attack. We fell for the trap. I must say this one was pretty clever, said Kakuzu. This is over, said Shikamaru, as his shadow technique attached Hidan's shadow. Shit, damn you, said Hidan, as Shikamaru made him grip his sight. He's got him, both Ino and Koji thought. Shikamaru then lifted the blade as Hidan copied the technique, as he then dashed towards Kakuzu, swinging the blade like a madman. Kakuzu, dodge, Hidan shouted. Kakuzu's hand then broke from the ground, moving the chakra blade as he jumped away. As Hidan stopped, as Shikamaru stopped as he was surprised. You're pretty smart, brat, unlike my partner, said Kakuzu, as a string from his arms, as it attached back his arm together. Kakuzu, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Hidan said. Exactly what I said, you moron, Kakuzu said. As Hidan started to dash forward again, swinging the blade like hell, as Shikamaru was using him trying to cut Kakazu to pieces. As Kakazu kept on jumping back. "Choji now!" Shikamaru said. As Choji jumped down from the air, as he jumped down a spiky, covered hairy ball. As he dashed towards Kakazu like a cannonball. Meanwhile, Kimimaro felt Naruto coming. He was about 15 minutes away. As Kimimaro knew that Naruto could just teleport here by using Jubi. But it seems like you want to keep my chance of fight. "I will prove myself," said Kimimaro, as he extended a bone from his arm. Meanwhile, Kakazu came out of the crater that Choji created. "Stupid boy, I am immune to your..." As Kakazu stopped, as a hand burst right through his chest. "How?" said Shikamaru. "It's over," said Kakashi, as his hand was covered by lightning. "I saw the hand signs you used to perform this attack. It is Earth Affinity. Lightning beat Earth," said Kakashi, as he pulled his hand out of Kakazu, as Kakazu fell to the ground. "Now you," said Kakashi as he formed the lightning blade, as he rushed towards Hidan, as the three Chunins watched with happiness. They didn't know that it was going to be this easy to defeat the Akatsuki members. The Chidori was just about to hit Hidan when a foot planted in Kakashi's chest, sent him flying away, as Kakazu was standing there. "And here you are acting all cool," said Hidan as he looked towards Kakashi, who was slammed into a tree trunk. Kimimaro saw his chance right there, as he dashed straight towards Shikamaru. "Shikamaru!" Ino called out, as Shikamaru had to destroy the connection with Hidan, as he jumped back to dodge Kimimara's attack. "Who the hell?" said Shikamaru. "Naruto-sama will be proud of me. Your head will help," said Kimimaro, as he swiped the bone sword towards Shikamaru. As Shikamaru jumped back just in time, but the bone gave him a slash on his hand. Meanwhile, Kakazu started to take off his cloak, as Kimimaro distracted Shikamaru. As Kakazu threw his cloak into the air, as one of the masses were destroyed. "I thought we told you to stay back," Hidan growled at Kimimaro. "Naruto-sama is coming sooner than I expected. He's giving me a chance. I will prove myself to him," said Kimimaro as he swung his blade at Shikamaru. "He's useful, he's distracting," said Kakazu, as he then grunted in pain, as the masses started to tear free from his back. As four monsters were formed, one of them then collapsed to the ground dead. "What the hell?" said Choji, as Kakashi frowned as he stood up. "Damn it, if Naruto is close, if we can't defeat this guy soon enough, we will all die here," said Kakashi, as he quickly started to gather chakra into his body, preparing for Naruto's arrival. Meanwhile, Naruto hummed to himself as he jumped over a falling tree, as he felt his chakra hum with excitement as a transparent cloak appeared over his skin. He could already see the leaf nins, and Kakazu, Hidan, and Kimimaro, as he saw Kimimaro swinging a blade towards someone, with Kakazu releasing some monsters from his back. Hidan was just standing there, and that didn't really surprise him in all honesty. "What a boring fight," Naruto said. He then finally spotted Kakashi. No Saya was there neither, as a smile came on Naruto's face, as the Jubi chuckled. Meanwhile, Kimimaro frowned as he got angrier and angrier, as Shikamaru kept on dodging all of his strikes. He knew Naruto was coming close enough to see them, as he grit his teeth thinking about Naruto would think that he's too weak. He can't even damage the boy badly. As Kimimaro sped up and landed a few more small scratches on Shikamaru, tearing his sleeve slightly. As Shikamaru saw an opening and jumped off to the side, as Kimimaro chased after him and tear right through a tree. Meanwhile, Kakazu spoke wind release, blasting force, as one of the monsters opened its mouth and released a dose of wind. The wind shot forward, hitting Choji and Ino, while Hidan was chasing Kakashi with his sight in the wind, as Kimimaro and Shikamaru were out of the shot. Meanwhile, Saya groaned angrily at her father frowned at her. "Yamato and Fox are coming with you, whether you like it or not," said Minato. But she tried. "Listen to me, and that's that," said Minato, as Saya merely glared, knowing that she cannot do more except for treason, as she knew that the Leaf Council was itching to kill her, hoping to draw her brother to Konoha in anger. Not a very smart plan if you ask her. "Fine," said Saya. "Can we hurry this up?" Fox and Yamato both nodded, as they left the Hokage's tower, going towards the Land of Fire border, as they were to assist Kakashi's team facing off against the Akatsuki members. Meanwhile, Kimimaro growled as he twisted around once again, as Shikamaru dodged his strike yet again. As Shikamaru then ran towards his team, as a grin came on Kimimara's face. 4 sharp bones grew from his wrist, as bones also burst from his chest, coming down to his stomach, as he ran towards Shikamaru once more. Meanwhile, Kakashi was dodging Hidan's swipes from his side, as Hidan saw an opening as he swung his scythe right through Kakashi's body, cutting him half, but he then poofed away, revealing to be a clone. Meanwhile, Naruto was watching the fighting as he was amazed that no one had noticed him yet. Or was he not a big of a threat? As he sighed and plopped down on the tree, as he crossed his legs and decided to watch the fight play out a bit more, mostly because Kimimaro is fighting, as he knew that Kimimaro wanted to prove himself and he will give him a chance. I don't know for sure, said Jubi. What if he cannot handle them? He will be fine, Naruto said. I know he can handle them. As Jubi merely sighed as he walked through Naruto's eyes. Meanwhile, Kakashi got there just in time to stop Kakazu's lightning attack from hitting Choji and Ino, as Shikamaru himself was pinned down by multiple bones stabbing through his clothes. As Kimimaro smiled, your shadow controlling is your weakness. If you cannot use it, you lose a large amount of power, but a large amount of threat. You were too busy dodging my move to think of a strategy, he said, as he created another bone and pointed towards Shikamaru's stomach, as he then drive it forward, as blood started to pour out. On the honor of Naruto god, Jashin, you should die a slow death of bleeding out, said Kimimaro, as he created another 2 bones as they stick through his wrists. As Shikamaru winced in pain, but he held in the scream as a ninja. You need a way to ignore the pain, to not give your enemies the satisfaction. If the backup get here soon, I'll live, but if they don't, I'll die, Shikamaru thought. Kimimaro snorted as if he could read Shikamaru's mind. You won't live even if you have backup coming, he said, as he then turned around, as he froze, sensing Naruto's signature around 12 feet away from him. As he glanced up to see Naruto sitting on top of the tree, watching the fight, as Naruto smirked and gave a slight wave, as Kimimaro just looked at him, as Shikamaru noticed as well. Naruto is here? He's wearing the Akatsuki cloak, and yet he hasn't helped his allies. I'm guessing he merely joined the Akatsuki as it will benefit him. Asuma told me that Naruto has something inside of him that will allow him to hold all of the Biju's power. As Shikamaru tried to think about something to keep his mind going, but he passed out because of blood loss. Ino and Choji watched in shock as Kakashi shielded him from the dangerous attack. The lightning was contained, not shot back, as it was dissolved by Kakashi's chakra. Finally, the attack stopped. Shikamaru! Ino screamed out, noticing Shikamaru on the ground bleeding out. Suddenly, multiple wood shot from the ground, creating a protective dome around Shikamaru, and then multiple wood shot at Naruto as well, who was on the tree branch. Naruto merely jumped off the tree and landed on the ground. Yamato, said Kakashi. Boring, said Naruto, as Yamato landed in the battle scene with Saya and an Anvu by his side. Naruto, Saya said, as Kakazu and Hidan looked over. Nice to see you, Kakazu, Hidan, Naruto said to the 2 immortals. When did you gain a little worshipper? Hidan pointed to Kimimaro. He's not my worshipper, Naruto said, shrugging slightly. He just didn't want to show any weakness in front of the enemies. Anyway, let's get to business. Shikamaru Nara is done for. Good job, Kimimaro. Thanks for honoring Jashin-sama, Naruto said. Now we have 2 Anvu, 1 Jonin and 2 Chunin, he said. Let's handle the 2 Anvu. Let your sister join the fight against Kakuzu and Hidan. Her chakra level seemed higher and a lot more wind affinity appointed to it. Looks like she mastered wind affinity. Hidan, Kakuzu, do me a favor and not kill Saya, Naruto said, as he created multiple iron spikes and threw them at Yamato and the Anvu. I'll take on the Anvus, Naruto said, as they both dodged the attacks. Yamato hand hit the ground as multiple wood binds rushed towards Naruto, as Naruto dodged each and every one of them. The other one pulled out chains as he infused them with his chakra as he tossed them at Naruto, intent on hitting and wrapping him up. As Naruto dodged all of the attacks, weaving through the area. Meanwhile, Saya looked at the 3 before she turned to Kakashi fully. I can do what I've been working on, she stated. Are you sure? Kakashi asked, as Saya nodded. Which one do I hit first? She asked. Hit the silver here one and then the other, said Kakashi. What do you need to help you? He asked. As Saya looked behind her to the fight of Naruto and the Anvus. Distract them, said Saya. Around 30 feet away from her, Naruto was throwing constant attacks at Yamato and the Anvu. Fox, dodge, said Yamato, as the envoy quickly complied, as two sharp spikes flew right past her head. As Naruto knew that she was paling under her mask, as he picked up that she was a female during the fight. As he then noticed those chains that she was using, they were coming from her. As he jumped out of the way as one of the chains tear right through the ground. As Yamato shot multiple wood spikes at Naruto, as one of them teared through the air with incredible speed and ripped right into Naruto's chest. As it tear right through his heart. Rasen Shuriken, Saya said, as she hit Kakazu dead on, as the attack engulfed him. As the Leaf Ninjas had to cover as Saya's body was sent flying back like a rag doll. As Hidan watched as Kakazu was engulfed in the blast. Before the blast could die down, Kakashi appeared behind Hidan and sliced off his head. Now I can sense a chakra. It's your mother, Jubi said, as it was Kushina under that fox mask. Is he dead? Said Kushina. Yamato, did you kill him? Asked Kakashi. They saw Naruto's hand reached up as he grabbed onto the wood spike and ripped it from his body as he tossed it to the side. He's alive? Said Ino. Ino, go and heal Shikamaru. Now, quickly, said Kushina. Well, that hurt like hell, Naruto said as he stood up. How are you alive? Kushina asked. As she saw that attack, it went right through his heart. You're a monster, said Kakashi, as Naruto burst out in laughter. As a metal spike formed in his hand. I told you the next time I see you, I would kill you, Naruto said. But instead of killing you, I would kill the one who tried to kill me, Naruto said. As they watched a black taint came over Naruto's body. In impressive show of speed, Naruto dashed forward as Kushina tried to use her chains to grab Naruto, but he jumped up in the air. Yamato stretched his arm forward as multiple wood spikes came at Naruto, as Naruto teared right through them as he flipped. As Yamato tried to spin around to tear off Naruto's head with a kunai, but Naruto held out his hand as a kunai teared right through his palm, as Naruto smirked as he drive the spear right through Yamato's chest. As Naruto then jumped back. Now, where's Kimimaro? As he turned around to see Kimimaro lying down, as he was covered by multiple wooden poles. As Naruto walked over and broke the poles off Kimimaro, as he picked him up. You know, this wasn't so much as a fight, he said. I should really work on my strategy, he said. And with that he vanished. Time skip. I feel so ashamed, Naruto said, as Jubi was sitting right next to him, as Kimimaro was training. As they threw her back at Jubi's compound after the fight. Don't be, Jubi said. Your mental abilities were all messed up after getting the three tails. Your body was moving a lot sluggish, she said. Even though you still managed to take down that man who they call Yamato, who was an Anvu. So, as you can see, even at your weakened state, you're still pretty awesome, she said. And Kimimaro himself did well. Yeah, I feel proud of him. Almost like a father should, Naruto said. As Jubi chuckled a bit. And now Kakazu is dead. And Hidan, well, they probably buried him in some kind of forest. Knowing him, he won't stop talking, cursing them all over again and again and again. But he can't die, so they will have to bury him somewhere. Don't worry, once we win this coming war, we will get Hidan back, said Jubi. Why can't we do it now, said Naruto. You just received 3 tail beasts, your body is still not coping well with them. After getting a 9th tail, your body will take at least a week or 2 to fully adjust. Right now, your body is still going through a phase. It's unstable. That is why you are moving so sloppy out there, she said. Sounds complicated, Naruto said, but I'm still ashamed. Jubi rolled her eyes. Stop being so pathetic, she said. The time passed by as Naruto kept on taking loads and loads of chakra from the rest of the Bijus inside of his system, as it's taking a rather insane toll on him. Kimimaro often did the small missions that Pain wanted them to do with Jubi by his side. However, Jubi liked to do most of them as Kimimaro stayed back to help Naruto. As he now had 7 tails worth. There was only 2 left, as Kimimaro could see that Naruto was snapping as he was throwing all of the expensive vases at the animals who were just passing by and making some small amount of noises outside in the arena. Meanwhile, Kimimaro was currently in a dome-like spear of his liquid bone As Naruto was sitting down just watching him, he couldn't see Kimimaro but he knew that he was inside there. Jubi was currently out on another mission. That is until now. Naruto, you wouldn't believe what happened, Jubi voice called. Huh? What happened, Naruto said, as Jubi came and sat down beside him. It's Sasuke, he killed Orochimaru, Jubi said. Huh? Said Naruto. For that, I think I'll give him a little gift, Jubi said. At least he didn't let the Sharingan fall into the wrong hands. At least he had some pride, not making that snake bastard take over his body. He should have a chance against Itachi. That poor kid, she said. As she then chuckled. What's so funny, Naruto asked. I will tell you after he dies, Jubi said. As Naruto honestly did not know if she was talking about Sasuke or Itachi. Meanwhile, in Konoha, Minato was thinking about his traitor son. Naruto has become more of a demon, more of a monster. From what Minato pieced together, Naruto knew Kakazu and Hidan. Thanks to a few questions around Konoha and some snooping, he found out that Kakazu and Hidan were training Naruto for the month before the Chunin exams. How much had he ignored? Of being a Hokage, he really neglected his kids. As Naruto had the same immortality as Hidan, and plus he also had the Jubi inside of him. Hidan was blown to pieces as they buried him inside the Nara's forest. And now Shikamaru Nara has a grudge against Kimimaro, one of Naruto's workers. From what Minato learned, he heard that Kimimaro spoke about Naruto with such high praises in his voice. It sounded like a little worshipper speaking of a god. It disturbed Minato to think that his son may have brainwashed some poor kid. Minato sighed as he rubbed his forehead. In all honesty, he had no idea what to do. Jiraiya went off to find, maybe even confront the leader of the Akatsuki. Tsunade was working constantly to tire herself out, that or getting junk off her ass. Kushina forced Minato to give her multiple A and extra missions to distract herself, something he agreed to, only because she needed something to distract her. Saya was constantly training again, the fact that Jiraiya also told him that his son was carrying the Bijus, and he knew the Jubi will help him carry it all. As Minato blamed himself at that time, he never knew that his son would become a traitor towards the Leaf. He never knew what the beast truly was. He just thought that it was a monster in humanoid form. But even then, he had a demonic sense to it. As he thought, if the Akatsuki get all of the Bijus and give it to Naruto, all the bloodline in the world, and plus a large amount of chakra that this world has never seen, all of them will be totally screwed. Time skip. 3 months later, Naruto growled angrily as he threw a kunai straight at Jubi. She growled as she caught it easily. What do you mean I can't do it, Naruto said. Pain told me that a leaf ninja is coming to see him. He'd rather not have you there, Jubi said. As the only reason why she didn't lash out at Naruto was because of the mood swings, as they were really becoming annoying and pissing her off. What? What right does he have to tell me I cannot kill, Naruto said. He's not saying that, Jubi said. He just doesn't want to cause any more trouble than there already is, she said. What the hell is that supposed to mean, Naruto asked. It means you're too insane right now. You aren't even bordering insanity right now. You're insane, you moron, she shouted. I'm not insane, Naruto said. Finally, the angry mood is being misplaced with self-pity. I'm sorry. I'm so worthless, he said, as he fell to the floor on purpose. As Jubi groaned, I feel like I'm dealing with a pregnant woman, she muttered to herself. 2 hours later, Naruto's mood swings calmed down. Naruto sighed as he ripped pieces of paper apart. As Jubi told him it's a way of anger management. Just imagine the paper being people. When will I be able to fight again, Naruto asked. I don't know, your insanity. It's going on longer than I thought, she said. I don't know why though. I think it's because you won't let me fight. Naruto said. You know, I wasn't born yesterday, she said. I know that, miss some 1,000 years, as Jubi smacked him across the head. How did you find out I lie about my age, she asked. Your journal, Naruto said. They were very helpful. As Naruto watched, a pissed off look came on Jubi's face, as he started to rip the paper into half. The next afternoon, Jubi came back into the compound. What? Naruto said. Yes, you heard me. Jiraiya has been killed by Pain. Pain has also stated, while the group go and get the 8 tails, we will go and get the Kyuubi, she said. Naruto froze. Already, he asked. Yes, Jubi said. It's time to destroy Konoha. Uranium, Naruto said. Yes, Jubi said. Now come on, wear the kimono as well. No, Naruto said. I said wear it, said Jubi. No, Naruto said. I said wear it, Jubi said. No, I don't like it, Naruto said. I bought it for you, and I say wear it, or what, Naruto asks. As demonic chakra flutter around Jubi. I'll eat you alive, she said. As Naruto chuckled, do you really think you scare me, he said, as Jubi calmed back down. You're still gonna wear it, she said to him. And why is that? Well, you're just gonna do it, because I said so. I hate you, Naruto said. I love you too, she said. As Naruto then turned and started to walk away. Meanwhile, at Konoha, Saya. Jiraiya is dead, said Minato. What? Saya asked, as tears started to well up in her eyes. Jiraiya was killed by the leader of the Akatsuki, said Minato. You're lying, Saya screamed, as tears started to flow down her cheeks. Saya, as Minato tried to reach for her as he stood up. No, you have to be lying. He can't be dead. He promised that he would stay here with me. He promised that he wouldn't leave me. He promised that he wouldn't leave me, she said, repeating it over and over again. Saya, calm down, said Minato, as he tried to comfort her, but Saya ran out of the office. As Minato went after her. As Saya just kept on running, not looking back, as she entered the ghetto part of Konoha, as she never noticed running over dried up blood on the ground. She then stopped as she noticed where she was. As she looked around, as she then looked down and saw a triangle, drawn out of blood, as a circle was around it. As Saya bent down and touched the blood, why didn't rain wash this away, as it was dried stick to the ground? As that made her remember something. It was about 2 days after Naruto had left, as she went to his room to try and figure out something to find some clues. As Saya opened the closet, as she moved back as there was a circle created out of blood with a triangle in the center, and under it, a name was written out, Jashin. Who's Jashin? She whispered, as she ran her fingers over the crusted blood. Maybe my brother really is a psychopath, she whispered, tears running down her face. End of the flashback. Saya widened as the realization hit her. So he really did this. He really did all of this, she said. Yes, I did, said the voice. Saya quickly spun around to see Naruto standing there, as he was leaning against a fence, as he wore the Akatsuki robe covering his clothes, as he had a triangle circle on his chest, with the chain going around his neck. What are you doing here? Believe it or not, I came here to console you, Naruto said. Why now? She said, as she clenched her fist. Jubi hates me being here, but I convinced her to allow me to talk to you. You're my sister, Saya. I love you. I'm going to destroy the world, but I don't want you to be hurt. Do yourself and myself a favor. Leave the leaf and hide, he whispered. Why should I believe anything you say? You joined the Akatsuki. You left. You want the Kyuubi. It doesn't matter, he said. You are my sister and I care for you, as he walked over towards her. As he then kneeled, as he placed a finger on the triangle, as he smirked a bit. I can't believe it lasted for 3 years, he said. This blood is from the civilians that you killed, Saya stated. Yes, Naruto said. As Naruto then got up, Saya, leave Konoha. I can't. Mom and Dad are here, she said. Jiraiya would want me to stay. He was killed, Naruto said. I don't want to hurt you. Jubi wants a Kyuubi, and she will fight the beast herself. Keep yourself safe while the ATL is collected, and then after that, release the Kyuubi, and you will remain unharmed. What will happen to Konoha? You will destroy it, won't you? Saya said, as Naruto did not respond. I love you, Naruto, but I will not let you kill Mom and Dad, or destroy the village. I have friends here, so go, before I call the Anvu. Fine, don't listen to me, he said. You will see eventually, even if it's by force, he said. Your meeting is done, said a woman as she walked in and placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, as they vanished in a vortex before Saya could even react. When they were gone, Saya collapsed to the ground. I should have done something, but I let him get away, yet again. Why? Why? Jiraiya-sensei, I'm a failure, as she broke down crying. But guys, be in this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, I know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on the bell notifications to stay posted Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune for What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Aizuna Uchiha was Naruto's ancestor. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah guys, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.